Well, that was phenomenal, and there was a couple of things that Mike said that really stuck out to me. A lot of people look at a business opportunity and say, what do I need with a Plan B income? I'm too busy. I don't have enough time. And I love guys like Mike, because guys like Mike, they're incorporated more than once, they've got multiple things going on, not to mention a farm and family and other obligations. This is truly, do you hear what he said? This is a business that fits into the nooks and crannies of our busy life. And when I got started, that's all I had was nooks and crannies, because I was very busy too. I've got 4 kids, and lots going on with that. I've got ministry obligations, family obligations, all kinds of stuff that I have responsibilities for. And this was busy. But now I have that time freedom. Now I can wake up, get this, when I'm done sleeping. Try it sometime. It works, doesn't it, James? It works very well. So I'm going to share a little bit about this business opportunity from the financial point. I get to share the fun part. Mike shared kind of the nuts and bolts of who we are, why we even have this opportunity. It was really the brainchild of our founder, Rob Schneider. When he married a life essential service that we can offer for free to our customers and they can save money for free, that's a whole different paradigm than buy my candles, buy my vitamins, buy my juice, buy my fill in the blank. And by the way, normally you pay more, don't you? Why do you pay more? Because you have to support the network of distributors. And then I have to sell you on the value of my vitamins. But mine aren't, synthetic. Mine are all natural. You're going to absorb more, blah, blah, blah. I've got to say, nothing wrong with those products. I take some. And some of them are really superior. So I'm not knocking those companies. But what we have our hands on, save money for free, is not a sales job. And residual income, when you marry residual income with a life essential service, by the way, I turn my electric off before I turn my cell phone off. That's how important my phone is. It really has, for better or for worse, it's become the remote control to my life. And some of you are shaking your head, I know it is for you too. It'll be before long, we'll be turning our lights off, on and off, starting our car, turning our alarm off. Look, my friend looks at his phone now, at his cameras in his house, and he can see what his kids are doing in the backyard at home while we're out eating. It's all hooked up to his phone. So it really is becoming fast the remote control to our lives. Guys, this is a simple business plan. I like simple because we only do 2 things. If you know a handful of people, just a few people that would like to get a Plan B income, maybe get something going on the side that eventually may take over your Plan A income, maybe not. If you're like, somebody mentioned Kurt Newsom earlier. Kurt Newsom's been practicing law for 34 years. He loves practicing law. He's starting to wind down on that now. Makes more than with stream than he does there, but he loves what he's doing. So it's not about leaving your job if you love your job. But if you don't love your job, I was doing this for a year and a half before I was able to put my feet up on my boss's desk and say, I'm going to have to let you go. And I fired my boss after a year and a half. Now, I didn't love what I'm doing. I joke about that. He's in the business. He gets it. He saw what I was doing and said, I need to be doing what you're doing. But that's what we have our hands on. This is a simple business plan. So if you know a handful of people that want to save money for how much? Free. For free. Save money for free. That's powerful. And you know a few people that would like to generate some extra income. That's all we do. This is really about leverage. Leverage is our friend in this business. They didn't teach us that in school. I went to school with Eric. I've got my friend here. Any of you want to hear stories, he can tell them because we grew up together from when we were first able to walk together. So he knows all about me. But when we went to school together on Staten Island, they didn't teach us residual income. I'd never heard that word before. And, if you'd have told me it was a stuff you leave in a bathtub after a hard day's work, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right. I didn't know what it was. We learned to trade hours for dollars. Nothing wrong with that, but that's all we knew. And if you wanted to make a lot of money, maybe you became a doctor or a lawyer, and you worked more hours. So if you're like me, you work 1,200 hours a year overtime so that you could double your salary. You work more hours, but at the end of the day, you run out of time and or health because you work too much, and it's a dead-end job. But if you can leverage yourself and get paid on other people's efforts, eventually, the wealthy have always known about that. That's what we do. We get paid 4 ways. We'll talk briefly about free services. Everything we offer now, the plan is to offer it for free. Right now, if you have energy services, we can get you free energy. Someone says, how much cheaper are you? How about free? Doesn't get much cheaper than free, right? Quick start income is kind of that, hey, immediate gratification. How do I get out here? How do I go out and make $1,000 this month? Just to kind of take that deep breath and say, oh, wow. This and they paid me $1,000, not bad. We'll show you how to do that here in your first 30 days. And then the residual income is the reason we're doing it. We call it monthly earned income, or MEI. That's the real strong one. That's the one that takes the longest to grow, but it's the most powerful. And then while this is growing, we're getting weekly leadership bonuses. Weekly leadership bonuses are paid every time somebody joins your team and you help that person get a check. You don't get paid for sponsoring people. You get paid to help people to be successful. Help more people be successful, you'll be more successful yourself. Let's break them down real quick. 3 essential services. Very first thing they're going to ask us to do is go out and get a handful of customers, right? We said a handful of customers and a few associates. But once you get 5 under your belt, they'll take the average of those, let's just say electricity. They'll take the average of those 5 electricity bills and they'll apply it as a credit to you. And now they're putting them on a freedom card, a little debit card. So you don't even have to, if you don't want to pay your bill, ladies, you want to buy shoes with that, you can buy shoes with that, do whatever you want. Once you get to 10, they'll up it to 50%, and then when you get to 15, guys, once you have free energy, it's game over. Free energy is free energy. As long as you have 15 paying customers, they will take the average of that, give 100% of that as a credit to you. You might as well call that free energy. Might as well call that residual too, because it does pay you every month, right? So that's pretty exciting. Now, the second way we get paid is quick start income. And I love this quote by Jean Paul Getty, because honestly, guys, who wouldn't rather get paid on 1% of hundreds of people's effort than 100% of your own? Now, it's not about you, it's about what you start, not about what you do. I only started with 5 associates in Pennsylvania. One of them had a heart attack his first week in the business. It had nothing to do with his company. But he had a heart attack, he never did anything, right? The second one, honestly, just never did anything. He called me up 2 months after we got started. He says, dude, how come I'm not getting any checks? I said, dude, you haven't even registered your own bill. He couldn't even convince himself to save money for free on his own energy. This was not the business for him. But the other 3, guys, they turned into thousands and thousands and thousands. Thousands and thousands of chickens that are laying eggs. These are thousands of associates that are gathering just a handful of customers. So it's not about you, it's about what you get started, not about what you do. So that's the leverage piece right there. Then, to get paid your first check, all you do to get started is you get your first 5 customer points. Notice you can get mobile points, you can get energy points, you can even get a protective service in there to get qualified for your protective services. Now, I don't consider protective services a life essential. Now, for a business person, I consider it a life essential. But not everybody's going to see the value of credit monitoring, identity protection, and Geek Squad kind of tech support, but I do, and a lot of people do. So it's just an added thing. By the way, if you're out in Wisconsin, so I have a team of about 20 people out in Wisconsin, they can't do energy in Wisconsin because we're only in 6 states with energy, right? If you're in Florida, here's your choice, mobile and protective services. So this becomes very important for people in other states that want to get qualified and get paid. So you get your first 5 customer points, they're going to send you your first check. We encourage our team not to take 30 days to do that. If you don't do it in 30 days, you don't get fired, you just don't get the $100 bonus. But the website that we're going to help you get set up, this is going to change the monitors right here. Don't prove me a liar. Move a little closer here. They're going to give you 2 points on the house just for setting up your screen markings. I say setting up. All you do is choose a name. If you choose an alias, I chose Richard Desmond. It's .mystream.com. I have a worldwide web presence. Makes my business paperless. How much inventory do we have in this business? 0. Big difference from those product-based companies, right? I got to buy a bunch of stuff, keep it in my basement. I remember on Rankin Street in Staten Island, one person in this room knows where Rankin Street is. On Rankin Street, I bought, when I first got married, Carol and I got started with a water filter business that was set up similar to this. Great company and all that, NSA, some of you remember it. But I remember about a year later, bringing those brand new boxes out of my basement. They were rotten. I had to hold them together because they were rotten from being in my basement so long. And I had to sell them at a garage sale for pennies on a dollar because I had to have inventory. By the way, I had thousands of dollars invested in inventory. I said, I never want to do that again. We have no inventory. You don't have to be your own energy customer. Right? Our #1 money earner, Presley Swaggerty, never could be his own energy customer. Didn't stop him. He just reached into the next county and got himself a couple of energy customers. So here, now you only need 3, right? Any combination of mobile, energy, or you can even throw in protective services to get you 3 points, and you are qualified. Now you want to do a U and 2, So you want to teach 2 other people to do the same thing. Now you help 2 people do the same thing and help them get qualified, again, help them get a check. That you and 2, you'll earn $100 for helping each of them get a check. Now you don't earn $100 for helping them get started. You have to help them actually get qualified. They get a check, you get a check, not before. I love that. Servant leadership built right into our compensation plan. This is really about helping other people to succeed. So now you've earned $300 and you've earned your first promotion. Once you complete that U and 2, you become a regional director. You say, oh, is that just a title? No, it's a lot more than a title. I'll show you what that means in a second. But you've earned a promotion, and if you did that in your first 30 days, they will send you another check for $100 called the RD bonus. And one of the cool things about it is everybody that becomes an RD, no matter how long it takes you, will get a brand new custom tablet. Does anybody have a tablet here? Yeah. I know you've earned it, but there's a tablet right there. Guys, the tablets are amazing. They're Samsung 9.6-inch tablets. In fact, we're going to give out 2 of them tonight. So very cool tablets, about a $400 tablet. So now you've earned $800, and all you did was get qualified yourself and help 2 people to get qualified. Some people get confused and say, don't I have to help these people get 2 also? Well, yeah, they want to get $400 in a tablet. They'll want to get a U and 2. But right now, what you see right there is you're qualified and your 2 are qualified, period. You've earned $400 and a custom tablet. A custom tablet means they've got a whole toolbox on there of tools to help you build your business. They think it's pretty important to have technology, and so they're going to give that on you. This is the most important slide in my opinion. When I saw this, I didn't understand some of the other stuff. I didn't understand all the numbers, but I understood this. And when I saw this, I said, wow, this could be really powerful. Because if you get started and you teach your team just to do the minimum, 2 getting 2 getting 2, and just get the minimum of 5 customers each. Not 5 a month, 5 a year, just get 5 customers each. You're already getting paid on hundreds of stream services. And how many of you personally got it? Robert's in the insurance business. Robert sells an insurance policy. He gets paid over and over again every time that person renews their policy. Insurance people understand residual income. Authors understand. Michael Jackson's family understands residual income, right? So that's the power of this. You get it started, and here you're getting paid on hundreds of stream services. Now, you get paid a flat rate. Doesn't matter whether it's a mansion or a mobile home. You get paid a flat rate. Anywhere from 25 cents down to $2 per customer per month. So guys, this is not going to get you rich. This is not going to totally change your life, but I'll tell you what, $445 hitting your mailbox, this is your entry-level position, and this is just based on minimums, 2 getting 2. I don't know anybody in this room that would stop at 2. What if you did 4? What if you did 4? It'd take you a whole year. 4 people that are looking to make Plan B income in this economy, I think you can find 4. But let's keep the customer count at just that handful of 5. Let's not inflate this and say go out and get 10, 15, or 20. Now, most of you will want 15 and get what? Free energy. Free energy. So this number will actually be much higher, and that will offer free energy. But if you double it to 4, I was good at math, but I wouldn't have guessed how much this grows to. If you look at 445, you're thinking double might be go like $900 or $1,000. Guys, that's a different kind of math entirely. Watch what the math does here as you double this. You start getting paid on not hundreds, but thousands of stream services. And 4 getting 4, you're getting paid almost $12,000 month after month after month. People pay their energy bill, mobile bill, in the future, fill in the blank, internet, TV, other things that are coming. It's going to be more and more exciting as time goes on because the vision is much, much bigger than where we are right now. We're just getting started. So guys, if that, maybe you look at that and say, oh, that's a perfect world. By the way, I'm going to show you how to build this thing 6 times. That's just 1 time. But think about this. If you got that half right, what would a little over $5,000 do for you? It hit your mailbox on the 15th of every month. Again, whether you rolled over or rolled out on Monday morning. What if you were a 90% failure? Got it 10% right? About $1,200 a month? That's a mortgage in a lot of places. I tell you what, my dad was a cop on Staten Island for 22 years in New York City, chased bullets and dodged bullets and all of that, was a very active police officer. His pension was $1,250 a month for 20 years of work. Guys, that really 40 years of work when you think about it. That's the 40-40-40 plan we talk about. You work 40 years, 40 hours a week to retire on 40% of what wasn't enough for the first 40 years, right? Not a very good plan. We call that the golden years, more like the golden archers years. But guys, get that 10% right, and you still have significant residual income. I remember somebody told me, I remember when I got to 5,000, and I hate to throw out numbers, but when I got to 5,000 a month many years ago, someone actually told me, that's all you make is $5,000 a month. I said, do you realize how much money you would have to have in the bank to earn $5,000 a month? At those interest rates today, millions, a couple of $1 million. So guys, this is significant. Don't compare it to your 40-hour week work, because I'll take $5,000 a month and do this, and $10,000 a month working 50, 60 hours a week all day long. Yeah. This is time freedom money. This is mailbox money. I like to call it beach money because I like to scuba dive. Now, I said you can build this thing 6 times. Everybody starts out as a director. When you promote to regional director by doing you and 2, you get qualified, have 2 people qualified, you're a regional director, you get to start a second franchise. So here you are as a director, you sponsor 2 people, help them get qualified, and you get promoted. Now they're going to keep growing their team, and you're going to keep getting paid on that, but here's franchise 2. And you sponsor 2 people on your regional director team, instead of getting $100 and $100, you get $125, $125, because there's a $25 leadership bonus on top of that. But here's where the game changes. As they grow their team, every time somebody joins your regional director team that's coded to you, you're getting $25 leadership bonuses. And that goes forever. Now, when you help these 2 people do a U and 2 and become regional directors, that's it. You get to start a 3rd franchise. And now you get $100 every time you join your managing director team. How many regional directors? We have regional directors in the team? That's a kind of a new position here. Several. Congratulations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Managing directors. Woohoo! Stand up if you're a managing director.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to the senior directors? Senior directors in the room? Woo! Big smiles here. 15th of the month, I'm telling you, you get the, we say managing directors, mucho dinero. I guess senior directors, serious dinero. As an executive director, this is where I'm paid as an executive director. I believe Brett and I, we're the only executive directors. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to bring up another rock star executive director soon. And then we've got one more position that they just added, national director. There's 9 of them. A lot of cool stuff they do when you get here to start buying new cars. I love the fact that they put all the national directors, they normally buy, for executive directors, they buy Mercedes-Benz. This year at our convention, they said, hand back those keys, you national directors. What's going on? Hand back the keys to their Mercedes. And they said, by the way, you're all getting brand new Teslas. How about that? $130,000 cars, they're all getting. So national directors just get paid a little bit more money. Guys, anywhere from $25 to $300 every time somebody joins that team. Again, you don't know these people. You love these people. You don't know these people, but they're joining your team. Guys, I can tell you, when I was a managing director, I remember when I went on a cruise with Carol one time. And I kid you not, I hate to share numbers. Sorry, James. But I was on a cruise, and I got back off the boat, and my phone was literally blowing up when I got back. And I said, what happened? He says, I don't know, but go away longer next time. This business grows more without you. I was nowhere to be found. It wasn't because of what I was doing. It was what I started. And guys, there were almost 600 people came in my team in 1 week. 256 in 1 day. The last day of 199 promotion. 256 people in 1 day joining your team. Guys, that's an explosion. I don't mean to set that up because that happens all the time. But that was an explosion that was happening. Why? Because we were brand new in Pennsylvania 4 years ago. You're saying, wow, I wish I was there 4 years ago when you just got started in Pennsylvania, and just got started in New Jersey. Are you kidding me? How many energy bills can all my associates for the past 5 years, 6 years I'm doing this, how many energy bills does most of them have? One. How many wireless devices are in the average household? 1.5. And we're no longer tied to just Pennsylvania. We got all 48 continental states. We're in a much better position today than we were, am I right, James? 100%. Than we were 5 years ago. And there's a guy that got started, and 11 months later, 9 months later, was an executive director. He went from nothing to here in 9 months. Broke all kinds of records, and that's why we call him a rock star, because he really is. All right, let me just wrap this up and say, guys, get started. To get started, everybody has a one-time fee of $375. $375. When I opened a natural foods market in Texas, it was a $2.2 million project, and it was about $320,000. So they had some zeros to that. It's about what we had to have down to get started with that market. And we opened up in the spring of 2008. Guess how much money we lost? Right? The economy did not agree with us. $375 one time. And I got to tell you, that was the best $375 I've ever got. So I'd pay $375 just to look at a business opportunity, a perspective on any business. But $375 is one time to get started. And if you get started and do absolutely nothing, how much will you make? And how much will you lose? $375. Is that fair? So this is, I'm not trying to tell somebody, but you get started. We'll show you how quickly you get that back. Now, you get everything you need to get started. You get your quick start kit. You get your DVDs to share the business. You get all of that stuff. You get the support down in corporate all the time. Everything you need to get started is there. The only, and the training is second to none. I don't even just in this industry, it's second to none anywhere. It's unbelievable training. The only overhead we have in the business is a replicated marketing system we talk about. And how many customer points do they give you for having that? 2. $24.95 a month. If you're ever not making $24.95 a month, shut it down. You can bring it back up later. It's not a big deal. There's no contract on it, in other words. But $24.95 to make your business paperless, that website is tied into PSE&G, PP&L, in Pennsylvania, what do we have? MedEd, Pico, all that. It's tied in every state we do business, plus the 2 big mobile carriers. We could bring them to our website, and they become our customers. By the way, are you a Pico or PP&L or a PSE&G customer? PSE&G. So Eric becomes a stream customer. His bill is still going to say PSE&G on it. In fact, he'd have to look harder to see one line item that says your energy came from stream. And instead of paying full price for your kilowatt, you pay less. Most people don't realize you're not switching, you're not leaving the company, you're just saying, hey, I want to use that little card that we use at the grocery store. I want to swipe this and pay less. If you don't, you still pay full price. No problem. So that's your monthly website, and they give you a whole lot more than that. You guys are going to send you a magazine every month, Success Magazine with a CD in it. It's phenomenal. It's basically your downline reporting system is your CPA. You have access to all kinds of training, everything you need to do. You need to get up on that table and dance. All right. Now, lots of other benefits. Guys, real quick and we're done. We talked about free services. We didn't talk about all expense paid vacations, but we just got back from Mexico, speaking of scuba diving, James and I. A bunch of us were in Aruba. Guys, Eric was saying, man, you're always traveling. I said, no, it's not like I'm paying for it. The company's going to pay for these trips. You know, they sent Carolina to Aruba, put us up in a Ritz-Carlton. I would, frankly, I'm too cheap to stay in a Ritz-Carlton. I'd find some cheap. Now I'm going to be scuba diving anyway. But if they're going to put me up, I'll stay at the Ritz-Carlton. Mercedes-Benz program, when they said, hey, go out and pick out a brand new Mercedes. The best thing about it, I love my Infiniti, by the way. Had 180,000 miles, I'd still be driving it, but that little license plate tag, it says paid for by Stream on the back, you can't beat it. And all kinds of events. Now, I'm going to bring up the rock star himself, who, guys, this business is about friendships in a big way. We all look at it at the beginning and say, oh, I want to make some money. And it very quickly gets past you. You start to meet some people, and you see the lives that are being changed by it. And here's a guy that when he went 9 months to executive director, that means he changed a lot of lives. He helped a lot of people change their lives. So give it up for top money earner, executive director, James Levins.
Guys, thanks for having me out tonight. You know, Richard hit it right on the head with her. You meet some great people in this business like Richard and Mike, and then you meet people like Brett Morrow. It's opposite, but anyway, like I said, you know, it's about relationships. Money does come, yes, if you work hard enough, but the relationships along the way are absolutely the benefit of this opportunity. So give it up again for Richard and Mike. I've been yelling a lot lately, but in a good way. And Richard said we got back from Mexico. It was cool. I'm a Corona drinker. Anybody else a Corona drinker? Come right. I got to sit on the beach where they film the Corona commercials. Okay, and I filmed my own commercial, which is pretty cool. But look, guys, my background. My name is James Levins. I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. My background before I saw this opportunity was in the automotive industry. I was a car wholesaler. Anybody else in the automotive industry? Car business? Zero? Okay. Nothing wrong with that, but I'll just describe what that means. If you're driving an Infiniti, like Richard was, and you want to get a new Mercedes, you take the Infiniti to the car dealership, the Mercedes dealership, and you trade it in. Mercedes-Benz does not want to keep that Infiniti. They just want to sell their product. They would call me, the wholesaler. I would number the car, and I would buy the car, and every week on Wednesday morning I wake up, and I go to the auto auction and sell anywhere from 100 to 150 cars a week. It sounds pretty cool that you can buy and sell 400 or 500 cars a month, but what it really meant was I woke up Monday morning around 6:30 a.m., which should be illegal, right, Richard? And I felt like I got home Sunday night around midnight. That was my life. And then I wake up again Monday morning and do it all again until Sunday night. It's a Groundhog Week, right? So when this got approached to me, my older brother called me up, and you know, like I said, it was just a grind. I worked so many hours a week for my boss, and my brother called me up and he said, "Hey, there's this new energy thing coming to Pennsylvania. You have to look at it." Now me, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not. My brother owns a construction company, so he knew about electricity and that kind of stuff, electrician. But I know about cars. I know zero about energy. I wanted zero to do with it. So even though he's my brother and I love him, I just blew him off for a couple weeks. Well, finally, he drugged me to one of these presentations. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was the skeptic. Anybody else skeptic? It's okay if you are. Anybody else? I was actually a worse word than skeptic, but I'm not going to say it because there's females in the room. But I was in the back corner, sitting there on my phone the entire time, getting cars ready for the auction while the opportunity was being presented to me by a gentleman named Ryan Morris, who's actually, it's funny how this business works relationship-wise. He's my best friend now. You know, I met him in 2010, and Ryan came up to me after this presentation and he said, "You're Chris's brother. You're the one he keeps talking about. What'd you think?" And just me being a jerk, I said, "Here's what I think. If you screw my brother in any way with this opportunity, we're going to burn your house down." Right? And I said, "And if you need a car, by the way, give me a call." You know, so I left, and it's a true story actually. It's funny, but so we left, and you know, I took the opportunity just to shut my brother. That's the truth. He kept bugging me about it. He was excited about it. I joined to stop him from bugging me about it. I did a couple things in the beginning, had some pretty quick success, but understand, I was a grind in the car business. This was such a part-time little hobby, this much of my week, that I didn't take it seriously. It was until probably January, February or so, Ryan would call me all the time. And I'm going to mention Ryan. Ryan's the number 11 money earner in this entire company. Ryan's a national director. Ryan, and again, he's one of my best friends. He's my best friend. And he would call me all the time, and he always tried to pump me up. I don't need pumping up, right? I don't have time to be pumped up, right? So he'd always call me and say, "Hey man, what are you doing today?" I said, I bought 20 cars today, 30 cars. Finally one day, his voice got a little stern. He said, "Listen, I have one thing to say to you, and then I'll hang up, I promise. I want you to describe what you do in the car business." I said, "No problem. Ready? I buy a car, I sell a car, I hope I make money on it, and then I get a check." He said, "I'm going to put residual income into your words, your car business, okay?" So he explained it to me like this. Imagine buying the car, selling the car, getting paid that one time for doing that, but could you imagine getting paid every time somebody starts their car? Then we started their car today? Some cars didn't start, and that's why I buy them cheap. But you know, what I'm saying is, it made sense when you put it into my terms. I could imagine that, because my grind was just, I buy that car, I sell the car. If I don't show up, guess what? I don't get paid. So he said, you got to do me a favor. You need to stop treating this like a hobby and treat it like a business that you own. Because here's the real deal, which again, a lot of people in this room can actually agree with me. I went to work every morning making money for somebody else, grinding it out, which is fine. Some people have to do what they do. But at the end, if that person feels like closing their company, I got to start all over again. So he says, you're making this guy millions of dollars, and at the end, when he's done, you got to start over again. So I said, you know what, you make sense. So I put my head down, I set a goal, which a lot of people do in lives, and in anything, guys, set goals in your life. Give you something to achieve and something to look forward to. I put my head down, and I went crazy. I went, and I just saw my goal every day of what I wanted to achieve, which was executive director. And I didn't listen to anybody around me, and I just grinded it out. And I say grind because, you know, if you want to be very successful, you got to spend a little time doing it. It's worth it, though. And I'm very blessed to say, July 27, 2011, about 7 or 8 months after I joined Stream, I walked away from the car business and from the wholesale business, and I got my freedom back. And I'm not trying, anything I say up here is to not say look at me and to impress you. It's just to impress upon you, because I was a guy that did not want anything to do with this thing, right? So I got my freedom back in life, and that's what I love to talk about. Anytime I speak in front of people, I always talk about a couple points, a couple subjects of you know, family, debt, charitable giving, and lifestyle. Now family, my family's my number one in my life. I have six, there's 6 of us. We're the Brady Bunch, 3 and 3. My parents are happily married. My nieces and nephews, and I want to spend as much time as I can with my family. And a lot of people I see can't spend time with their family. And I'm going to use car business for everything because it's my background. I used to go to these car dealerships at 9 o'clock at night and see these car salespeople still there since 8 o'clock in the morning, grinding it, and their ties are like this, like they tried to hang themselves in a closet, you know? They've been there for 5 days straight, haven't sold a car, and I say, why are you doing this? They say, because I have to. I have a kid in college, I have this, I have that. Imagine, what would you do to spend more time with your family? I always question people that. Now, obviously, debt is a big deal in a lot of people's lives these days. Debt, right? Let's talk about credit cards. Who has a credit card? Anybody? All right, most people are cash in Jersey, it's okay. But imagine having a credit card with a $500 bill or $500 debt on it. You pay that minimum payment of $12 a month. Every month, you're going to pay $100 grand for that credit card in the next 7 to 8 years. Because that is what it is. Okay? Your mortgage, it's fine. You want to lower it $60 a month, so you refinance again, then refinance again, refinance again. Next thing you know, you pay $3 million for your house, right? In 100 years. What would you do to make a couple extra $100 a month to help pay down that debt? What would you do, right? Charitable giving. I love charitable giving. I'm very blessed that I can give to charities. I'm very blessed that through this opportunity of Stream, I've met some amazing people where I belong to a lot of charities now, which is really cool. And I'm blessed that I can write checks to charities, but I redefine the definition of charitable giving through this business. Okay, my charitable giving is when I've helped a lot of single moms make a couple hundred extra dollars per month, okay, to help their child go from a public to a private school, to help supplement that income that they don't have to help raise their child. That's pretty cool. Again, in the car business, I mean, I used to help guys supplement their income from when it was a bad week. Okay, think about that guy who has 3 kids and a wife at home, great life, and he goes into work one day and his boss is sitting there like this saying, I apologize, but I just hired a hotshot college kid to replace you. It happens every day. Imagine you being able to help them through this opportunity in their lives because of down times. That's charitable giving, and obviously writing checks is great too. My favorite is lifestyle. Okay, who in here likes to vacation? If everybody raises their hand, you need to raise it higher. All right, guys? And everybody should always vacation. I promise you, it's worth it. You deserve it. Okay? Who dreams of going and sitting on one of those tiki huts in Bora Bora? Anybody? All right, great. Perfect. But who comes back to reality and has to settle for the off-season rate at the Motel 6 in the Poconos because they looked at a bank account, right? Happens all the time. It's okay. I was in the car business forever, okay? I used to drive exotic cars, luxury cars. People would always come up to me and say, wow, look at that car. That's an amazing car. I love that car. I would love to own that car. I would love to buy that car. But I can't. I can't afford it. I'll never be able to afford that car. And guys, everybody, whoever knows me here, I tell it exactly like it is. Okay? I'm an open book here. I tell it like it is if I feel it. If you walk up to me and tell me that, my answer every time is going to be, you're right. you're never gonna be able to open or buy this car with that attitude, okay? Because you've already given up. You see the car, you want it, but you said, I'll never be able to afford that car. Well, here's what I tell you. If you want that car bad enough, go out and buy a keychain of that car that you want, of your dreams. Every morning wake up and stare at it. When you get in your car that you're driving now, put it in the center of your steering wheel and envision yourself driving your dream car and set a goal. It might take you 6 months, it might take you 6 years, but there's no doubt in my mind that if you want it bad enough, you can achieve your dream car. You can buy your dream car. But let me tell you exactly what happens. It's life. Negativity sets in around you. Does anybody in this room know negative people? Yes, right? Guess what? I don't. I don't know anybody negative. Why? I don't associate with negative people anymore. Okay? It stinks when people try to talk you out of your dreams of something that you want to do, you're passionate about, but you listen to other people. You're stupid for doing it. It's never going to work. You'll never buy that car. You know why? Because you need to go back to your 9 to 5 where you hate your life for the next 50 years of your life, pay your bills, and then you die. That's how we do it, right? No, it's not. It's not. Negativity sets in around you. Guys, I'll tell you right now, I've been pretty successful all my life, and when I used to show people the opportunity upstream, they would tell me I'm stupid for doing it. It's never going to work. You're an idiot. You need to go back in the car business 100 hours a week and make that guy millions, because that's what you were born to do, right? I almost listened to a lot of those people. A lot of them. I'm like, why am I doing this thing? Why am I doing it? I need to go back to the grind 100 hours a week so I can make him millions, and then when he shuts down, I'll just start over and do it again because I'm like a robot, right? Well, guess what? People talk you out of your dreams every day, and it stinks. I would smack myself in the face when I get home at night, almost ready to just stop doing the opportunity and say, wait a minute. That person hasn't had a job in 12 years, they live on their grandmother's couch, and they're trying to give me business advice, okay? You gotta stop listening to people like that. I think to myself every morning when I wake up, I'm very blessed at what the past couple years of my life, what's happened in my life. I think about every day what happened, or what would happen if I listened to those negative people. I'll tell you right now where I'd be, what would happen. I used to buy cars in Flemington right down the street, 202. That whole truck country, I would buy every Tuesday, I'd go and buy about 60 cars. Okay? I would be waking up on Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. and I would be getting home at midnight on Sunday. And I would do it all over again. And I'd do it over again, and do it over again, until I couldn't do it anymore. Okay? Well, I'll tell you exactly where I am today, and again, everything I say is not to impress you, but to impress upon you. This business is relationship. I 100% believe that. It's amazing the people you meet in the business and just the relationships you develop. At the end of every presentation where I would speak, people would always come up to me and say, James, I want to get rid of my car. I need help with the car. And me, after I left the car business, don't even mention vehicle around me. Okay, I'm done. Leave me alone. Well, after X amount of time, I would sit there and say, you know what? These poor people are going to deal with, they're getting screwed by people, and they need help. Well, that's my background. So because of this opportunity, because of Stream, because of residual income, I've never been a part of residual income. I've never been a part of doing something where I get paid over and over again for something I did in the past. Because of this business, I was able to open up my own dream. My dream is 10, 15 years down the road to open up my own car dealership as a hobby. Buy and sell some cool cars, have people come over and talk about cars, you know? I said, what? So I woke up one morning and I said, why am I going to wait 15 years to open my dream when I don't have to worry about the overhead? I don't have to worry about paying all those bills because I built my own business where it pays me regardless whether I wake up or not. So I did it. I opened up my own car dealership as a hobby. And you know what? When I spread the word to a couple people, relationship, I bought 20 cars in the first 3 days off of friends of mine that didn't want to bother me with the car stuff. Now guys, I'm just saying, I opened it up because I had no stress worrying about the grind. If anybody likes to bake in here, and you want to open up a bakery as your hobby, what are you going to do to get you there where you don't have to grind it out every day and bake from 12 at night till 2 in the morning to do your dream? If you're a painter, imagine painting for fun, getting paid for it whenever you want, but you don't have to worry about grinding out to pay your bills. Okay? Guys, I'm telling you, you just got to find a vehicle that's right for you. Okay? Now this might not be for you. It might not be, and I appreciate you coming out and looking at the vehicle, but I'll tell you exactly why it's right for a guy like me, because if you think about it, everybody you know and everybody you don't know has energy, yes or yes? Even the Amish got the message, yes?
Yeah.
Think about this. I have to say this, 99.9% of people have a cell phone. I have to say that because I was talking to a group of guys, and one guy made it a point that he does not have a cell phone. Because I used to say everybody's got a cell phone. And he wouldn't shut up that he didn't have a cell phone, okay? So I'm just saying, most people you know have a cell phone. It's a life essential service. We need it. Richard hit it right on the head. We need cell phones, okay? We need energy. You can't live without it. People are going to pay their bills every month, whether you like it or not. And I can tell you right now, I'll say it up here, I haven't worked this business in over a year and a half. This is my first meeting out in a year and a half. Because Brett kept asking me to come up, I said, you know what, I can't wait to do this as they launch the cell phones. I haven't worked the business in a year and a half, yet I still get paid every month after month after month of something I did in 2010. Woo! Guys, and handful of customers, I love it. You don't need to go out and get 100 million customers. You need a handful of customers. But I'll tell you right now, and raise your hand if this is if you're new here tonight, or if you were this kind of person when we first saw the opportunity. You think you can get 1 million customers, you don't think you'll be able to get anybody to share the opportunity with you, but you'd be a great customer gatherer. Anybody like that? A couple people? Okay, great. We've solved that problem as well, because somebody came up with a genius idea. It's not in here, but when you reach up to 20 customer bills, okay, you get 20 bills. After your 20th electric bill, instead of 50 cents every month, or not just electric, energy or mobile, instead of 50 cents a month, they're going to give you $4 per month for that bill. So let's do a little, I'm horrible at math, I hope I don't screw this up here, okay? You go out and show this opportunity twice a week. It's not a lot. Twice a week, 15 minutes at a pop. Everybody says no to the opportunity, but they switch one of their bills with you. That's 2 bills a week for a year. That's a little over, say 100 bills. You just now you're going to make $400 every month. That's almost $5,000 a year. But don't forget, your $300 electric bill at home is paid for because you've reached the 15 bills capacity. So now that $300 is $3,600. You just got an almost $8,600 raise for doing something before. If you make 40 grand a year, you just got a 25% raise. How's that? As I'm dying, you're choking. So I say, even if you don't think you can do the opportunity and build a team of people, try it. And after you make an extra 10 grand a year, they're going to come to you. Okay, I mean that. Now, national expansion, guys, it's unbelievable how Richard and I and Brett, I mean, we used to sit here, when we opened New Jersey, in Pennsylvania, people would always say, when are we going to open New Jersey? I have an aunt that has an uncle who used to babysit his dog's brother's aunt that lives in New Jersey. We opened New Jersey, I go to that person, I said, let's get 1,000 people in a room. We're going to take over the state. When are we going to open Kansas? Same guy. My aunt's cousin has this guy that's going to kill it. No excuses anymore. We're in Kansas. We're everywhere. Okay? You can build this from anywhere. $7 billion in 6 states. Now we're national expansion. I can't wait to see what happens in the next 10, 20, 30 years. No idea what I just nailed, but I'm going to think about it. And last is literally that residual check. Guys, I'm living proof up here. That residual check, which I renamed to a stress-free check. Imagine doing something today, and in a year from now, that check still comes in your account on the 15th of every month and pays your bills, your kids' tuition, your mortgage, your car payment, your electric bill, and your stress just goes away. That is absolutely the reason behind this business. I didn't wake up every morning saying, I hope somebody comes and helps and shows me an opportunity where I can sell energy and cell phones. No. It's the vehicle that's going to get you where you want to be in life. Yeah. Do not let negative people talk you out of your dreams. I mean it. If it's for you, great. If it's not, we appreciate you coming out. There's 3 types of people in this room right now. Number 1 is you're ready to rock and roll. This is for you. You want to try it out, okay? You get with the person that brought you. You want to become an associate, get that free tablet. That tablet, guys, it's amazing. You make some money, you make a tablet. Okay, they got some great promotions. They got everything going on here. but you got to do it. You got to take that initiative. Don't think about it, okay? There's people that I showed the opportunity to in 2010 that say, you still doing that energy thing? I'm like, yeah, you still doing that 9 to 5, you hate your life thing? You know? Yeah, it works. It works, guys. But now, $7 billion debt-free company with a proven track record, ground floor of national expansion. Number 2, you got some questions. Do not go ask your broke loser friend who lives on his grandmother's couch if this works or not. We have some senior directors, executive directors, managing directors, presidential directors. Get your questions answered here. And number 3, if it's not for you, it's okay. Literally. I mean, my brother said it's for me, obviously, but if it's not for you, it's okay. Just become a customer. Switch one of your bills for free. Switch all your bills for free. Save some money. Help the person that brought you here. And if you share it with a couple other people, you get free cell phone, free energy, free whatever. And then maybe down the road it might be for you. But if not, it's still okay. Guys, I really appreciate you letting me come out tonight. I love that, the fact that I came out. Brent, thank you so much. And Brent's going to come up and close it out. But guys, get out there and build this thing.
Before we get to the fun stuff. I was in this business for about 3 months, and we went to steel stacks, and there was probably 600 or 700 people in a room, and for the first time I saw James Levins speak. I had heard about him. I had heard the stories about him, but then I got to see him, and he still to this day is one of the, on my list it's one hand and I would have a lot of fingers left over. He's just one of the top influential people for me, because what I saw, and I certainly hope you saw it tonight, and I've been, since, I don't know, Vegas, I've been asking him to come, and he's very busy, but he came here tonight. He's real. He tells it like it is. This is a real business. This is a real opportunity for real people. And I'm so blessed to have, first of all, Mike tonight did a great job. Richard's phenomenal.